Indian Navy's eagerness to buy $20 billion aircraft carrier cuts into funds for Army and Air Force. Why has the Indian Navy been so eager to acquire a new 65,000-ton aircraft carrier, putatively called Indus Vishal, for north of $20 billion? Many would perhaps find the Indian Navy's enthusiasm a little strange at a time when the service is desperately short of submarines and shipborne helicopters. The answer to the above question lies in the fact that large aircraft carriers with an onboard launch system, especially of the kind the Indian Navy wants to build, offer unmatched utility for a variety of tasks including anti-submarine warfare, ASW, despite the aforementioned vulnerabilities. However, the price tag for Indus Vishal has made the Ministry of Defense, MOD, chary of giving it the go-ahead. It has been almost a year since the proposal began circulating in the MOD's decision chain, but is yet to secure even an in-principle approval. Green-lighting the project would mean redirecting capital outlay meant for the modernization of Indian Army and the Indian Air Force toward the Navy, something that would be intensely resisted. Also read, Modi government okays buying 111 helicopters for desperate Indian Navy. Indications are that this proposal is unlikely to see serious bureaucratic movement before 2022. This would mean that Indus Vishal will be ready for commissioning only by around 2040, given the standard building time in India. The Indian Navy's cherished dream of operating a three-carrier naval force by the 2030s, with one carrier each being available for either seaboard at all times, appears unlikely to be realized. That would certainly be a blow for the Indian Navy, which has enshrined the three-carrier requirement in its Maritime Capability Perspective Plan, MCPP, for the period 2012 to 27. And, it has been working closely with the United States via the Joint Working Group on Aircraft Carrier Technology Cooperation, JAGAXI, to realize this ambition in the form of Indus Vishal. Exposure to the U.S. carrier practices and technology has played a major role in the Navy arriving at the specifications for Indus Vishal, which will be designed to use an electromagnetic aircraft launch system, EMLS, imported from the U.S. EMLS may lead to Indus Vishal exhibiting superior operational performance in comparison to aircraft carriers using traditional steam catapults for launching their aircraft. Confident that it would be able to acquire a state-of-the-art carrier through American assistance that will put it ahead of the Chinese in terms of quality, the Navy had even floated a request for information, RFI, for some 57 fighters that would form Vishal's Air Group in January 2017. Unsurprisingly, quality comes at a price. Although the Indian Navy has dropped its earlier plans of making Indus Vishal nuclear-propelled, the projected cost of the ship alone is easily in the $10 billion range, and that is as of today. Judging by the IAF's Rafale deal, the proposed air group consisting of either Rafales or F-18s will cost another $12 billion or so. Simply put, with its current price tag, Indus Vishal project is unlikely to see light of the day anytime soon, when both the Army and the Air Force are equipping themselves for possibly fighting an intense 10 to 15-day limited war with either of India's neighbors. The IAF also seems to have successfully made a case for using fighters based in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands to fulfill some of the roles Indus Vishal's air group would have executed. Not sanctioning Indus Vishal will also have attendant costs. The trained workforce at Cochin Shipyard Limited, CSL, that built the 40,000-ton Indus Vikrant, India's first indigenous aircraft carrier, IAC, and due for commissioning in 2020, will be lost, alongside attenuation in the supply chain. Indeed, a case could be made for building a more modest Indus Vishal, which would basically be an enlarged Indus Vikrant and would host a group of indigenous LCA Navy Mark II fighters that are currently under development. To be sure, this option might not easily find favor with the Navy, which obviously does not want the Vishal to be just a modest step up from its current carriers. Nonetheless, a more limited Insvishal can be built relatively quickly and economically by CSL, which is currently setting up a new dry dock suitable for building supercarriers. For now, the Navy can consider setting up a joint project body with the Department of Atomic Energy, DE, and the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, on the lines of Project Akanksha, which oversees India's nuclear submarine projects, to commence construction on a large nuclear-powered aircraft carrier in the late 2020s. By that time, New Delhi will likely be able to afford it. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this news. Please share your views in comment box. Please like and share this video. Press subscribe button and bell for auto update to you regarding my channel World Action and Reaction News. Warn.